This is an in-office interrogation for a Sorin dual chamber pacemaker. You may come across these, every once in a while in the office. The offices where I check these devices do not have home monitoring. I believe there was an inductive type of home monitoring that may or may not be something that is still used, probably more regionally. So just be on the lookout for that. Theirs is a little bit different, so I won't be putting a whole bunch of these into the folders, but I want you to see the layout of them just in general. So you can see here the indications. We have sick sinus syndrome bradycardia, and it's a reply DR. These are the ones that I see the most of in the field if I am checking a Sorin device. So the warnings is just that the current conditions and maximum residual longevity is less than 12 months. And we can see that this device was implanted in 2013. And our wires are also Sorin group, and it looks like this was this patient's first device. Sorin has also gone under the name Ella and Levanova, so just be aware of that. I believe they are now under MicroPort. I have seen a couple ICDs implanted. It's the same programmer. They just put a MicroPort sticker. Their programmer looks kind of like a typewriter, so just be on the lookout for that. This is their basic parameters and battery curve. One thing that is different about the way Sorin shows their battery is that it's in kiloohms, and they call their elective replacement interval RRT, recommended replacement time, and it's given in kiloohms and not volts. So 10 kiloohms on a Sorin device is RRT, and you can see here that the curve is going to be is opposite of what you would see on the other companies' curves. Other companies' curves kind of start up and then bend down. This one is inverted. Once the device starts reading over 5 kiloohms, the depletion curve does increase, so something to keep an eye on. The other thing is this device will go to 80 paces per minute at RRT, and I believe that the rate response is turned off, so sometimes people can get a little symptomatic. I have programmed somebody VVI 80 nearing their RRT just to see if they felt it. This particular patient didn't, but I have had other patients who have. So just kind of keep an eye on that. These patients I bring in monthly for in-office device checks once their device starts reading under 1 year. You can see here that this is showing a minimum of 5 months up to 8 months. Their graphs are pretty basic. We can see here that this patient is paced just about 100% in their atrium. RR is the rate response, but we can see here that they're sensed 100% in their ventricle, so indication of as sick sinus syndrome with intact conduction. We can see that our lead measurements and the last time they were run, so some of these were run automatically, and then we can see that our threshold tests were last run in February, so we definitely want to run those again. Their EGMs and diagnostics are a little bit hidden. You have to go to, the different tabs on the programmer. There were not any that were really out of the ordinary for this particular check, but I try to save anything that I, do see just because of physician preference. This patient is showing that they did have a 10-second ventricular burst. Their EGMs do come out this way on the the formatted report at the end of the interrogation. It does look like a non-sustained, but it's not super fast, and it was only, you can count the beats here, so I would make a note of it, but it was not sustained, so nothing I would, go flag a physician down for, but definitely something I make a note of. This one is also similar. Their EGMs are not terrible. You can see here, this is our atrial channel, and then this is our ventricular channel. And again, I would report this just as however many beats it was. So we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would say approximately 8 beats, and then that calculated rate of a non-sustained episode. This is another one that was recording. It's counting 16 seconds. This looks more one-to-one to me, or PVCs and conducted PACs. So again, you can choose to make note of this or not. I just want you to get in the habit of looking at these episodes if you do come across a Sorin check. This one is still this one is calling it an atrial burst, a 14-second A burst, and that does look like just an SVT. This is an updated testing values page after I ran manual thresholds here, and I apologize that the threshold test did not print. Again, anytime you're using a program or you're not super experienced with, sometimes things just don't get saved the way that you hope, but we can see that these were updated, and all of these tests then have been run on August 17th of 2022. So with this interrogation, what I wrote in the report was that the battery estimate is a minimum of 5 to 8 months. Lead measurements were all within range. Brief non-sustained VT noted, and to see the EGMs, that no remote monitoring is available. The device is nearing their recommended replacement time, and that monthly device checks are recommended.